Softears Cerberus. Yep, not that Cerberus. This Cerberus. That's the IEM we're going to be reviewing today. As you guys may remember, we talked about the RSV, which is the $700 offering from Softears, and I love that one to death. It's worth every single penny. That one is fantastic. If you want to watch the review, it's a few videos back. This one, $2,100. Flagship price IEM. Does it perform on par or better than RSV? Is it worth upgrading from RSV to the Cerberus? That's what we're gonna find out in this video, so stay tuned. Hey friends, Timmy, welcome back to another video on Giz Audio, and yes, I am filming outside by the pool. I'm still at my aunt's house. The reason I can't film inside is because it's so messy. There's still so much stuff from the move. I'm still not done moving from the old house to here. So unfortunately, we are outside today. Well, next time, hopefully we can do it during the day and not at nighttime like right now. But it does kind of fit the theme of the IEM though, because Cerberus from Softears is quite a dark IEM. So yeah, it kind of fits the mood of today's shooting location or shooting atmosphere, if you will. So with that long intro aside, let's just jump right into the sound breakdown of the Cerberus. Now the Cerberus as an overall IEM is a neutral dark. So it has really nice bass and good bass control. I wouldn't say bass head level power of bass, but it is there, it's present, and it is satisfying for majority of people. Unless, like I said, if you're like a true bass head, then these might not be enough for you, but for everybody else, this should be sufficient, all right? And like I said again, the bass control here is quite well done. It's similar to how it's done in the RSV. It's on the clean side, it's well separated from the mid-range, but not in the territory of clinical or thin like the variations can be. The bass here, although well separated from the mid-range, still provides a nice level of natural warmth to the lower mid-range, which makes male vocals feel natural and not thin in any way at all. Frank Sinatra, Michael Bublé, they're all gonna sound quite natural here on the Cerberus. Speaking of the mid-range, it is quite neutral, flat, and very natural sounding. In terms of the upper mid-range, I would say the upper mid-range kind of loses a bit of energy. So female vocals, male vocals, and instruments that live in the higher frequency of sound do come across a bit tamed at times, but never congested. And that's the surprising part about this IEM, is that even though it has a tamed, and I would even go as far as saying it's dark signature, where the upper mid-range and the treble lacks a lot of energy, which makes it sound kind of dark and kind of tame. Even with that signature, it's never congested. A lot of IEMs with a darker signature or with really low energy in the upper mid-range, most of them do come across very congested and squeezed and small and very unenjoyable a lot of times. But with the Cerberus, it doesn't have that. It transitions so naturally from the mid-range area to the treble area. This area of sound is so well tuned and so well put together in the Cerberus that, again, you don't feel any congestion whatsoever. What you're really going to get out of these IEMs are the sound that's just naturally dark or naturally relaxing, and that's something I really enjoy. That's the guilty pleasure that I really go after when it comes to the Cerberus. I listen to these at nighttime, I listen to these when I want to relax, when I want to lounge around. It gives my music library like its own flavor, like a very dark but loungy, non-congested, just smooth signature that I really enjoy personally. So yeah, needless to say, again, bass, mid-range is really well done for what it is. In the treble area, like I said again, it does lack a lot of energy here, so you're not gonna get any sparkle whatsoever. Shimmer and shine, none of that. That's the part really that makes the IEM kind of not really a true flagship, because it colors the sound in such a drastic way. It makes every song feel just a bit darker, like I said, a bit more tame, which is not really true to how the song is supposed to sound. You're missing a lot of information. You're missing, again, a lot of that shimmer and shine. You're missing some micro details. Female vocals, male vocals, they just don't shine and don't represent everything that is supposed to represent in those elements of the sound. Now, it doesn't make the song sound bad in any way. Like I said, again, it just gives off a more dark and relaxing tone. It's never going to be fatiguing whatsoever. If you're treble sensitive, these are probably the most relaxing sounding IEM that still sounds good that you can get from what I've tried on the market today anyway. But the underlying to that is that it is $2,000, which is flagship territory. And for a flagship IEM, normally for me, I want something that displays everything. You know, I want super high details. I want well-tuned across the ranges. I want it to represent the song the way it, the song should be represented. But that's personally my taste. I just want that IEM to be able to play everything as intended. The Cerberus, on the other hand, plays everything in a colored way. It's very a niche or a niche type of taste. You gotta love these kind of IEMs to justify spending $2,000 on it. Now, if the Cerberus was around like $500, $500, $600, $700, even around $700, the RSV price, I would say yes, I like it and I recommend it. But for $2,000, it is quite high. But for those of you who are looking for this exact signature, if you're looking for a dark, relaxing signature that's actually done well with good bass control, natural feeling mid-range, and just overall a non-congested feel, this is your end game. This is it. This is your end game. But just know you're sacrificing the treble. You're sacrificing nuances in the higher up instruments, like flutes are not going to sound quite as natural coming off of these. It's going to sound unnatural, kind of dark. Female vocals, if you listen to a lot of female vocals, they're not going to come across super full range, but again, they never feel congested. So there's a lot of pros and cons things to weigh going into the Cerberus. But if this is the exact sound signature that you want, I can't think of a better IEM. But if you want true replication of your songs, Cerberus really is not that. Moving on to the technical aspect of the IEM, we're talking resolution, imaging, and soundstage, right? With the Cerberus, it has resolution for what it does, minus the treble, minus the micro details. For what it does, it comes across very clear, like crystal clear. The bass, the mid-range is well separated, everything is represented well, nothing really feels veiled in any way. When it comes to the higher frequencies, of course, with it being darker, it does lack all those little micro details, those little nuances. You're gonna sacrifice a bit of that. When it comes to imaging and soundstage, the Cerberus does imaging all right. It doesn't do imaging the best. The stage as well, it's not really wide, but it is deep and it has height. So you feel instrument separation, you feel instruments being closer and further away, but it's not really the widest sounding IEM. In general, the technical performance, let's bring up the scale. We have the Starfield in the middle, we have the variations and the VX, of course, being the highest detailed IEMs ever. And the other side, we have the Blonde 03 and a pixelated trash can. I will say that these land in between the Starfield and the variation. It's just right in between there. It is more resolving than the Starfield because the staging is done better. There's depth, there's height that the Starfield doesn't have, but it falls short of the variations. The variations just got the micro details, completely beat the Cerberus. The Cerberus micro details and treble department is just not there. That's just not how it's tuned. So the variation has the Cerberus beat in that department. But in terms of the lower frequencies, I would say they're just about as detailed. So yes, all in all, the Cerberus lands right in between the Starfield and the variations. All right, guys, that is it for review of the Cerberus today. Sorry, it's a bit of a shorter review. I mean, I could compare it to other flagships, but you guys already know the answer. The Cerberus, for me, toe-to-toe with other flagship, I wouldn't say it competes well toe-to-toe with other flagships. I mean, other flagships that I really like at around $2,000, like the U12T, the Sony IER7R, the Anole VX, all of those have details that far surpasses the Cerberus in my personal opinion. But again, the Cerberus is made for a specific purpose, right? And that is, if you want a relaxing signature, if you want a really well done relaxing signature, good bass control, natural mid-range, and just overall a loungy, relaxed feel that has no fatigues, no congestion whatsoever, then this is it. Like, this is your end game, bar none. This is the best one I've heard that has this kind of signature. So yes, those are my thoughts on the Softears Cerberus. If you're interested in it, I'll leave a link down below. Also, if you find this video helpful, please subscribe and also join our Facebook group to see all of these videos early. I also have an IEM ranking list you can check out in the description as well. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm just gonna relax now by the pool. Yeah. Just gonna lean back, enjoy myself. Maybe I'll grab Cerberus, you know, and listen to some jazz, maybe some Frank Sinatra, and just doze off. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do tonight. Maybe a glass of wine. Why not? You know, that's what the Cerberus is made for.